With Falcon hockey coach Joe Cranston. And Joe, the Falcons have been extremely busy the last week. They played 4 games in 7 days. Last weekend, Falcons played to 2 ties, 2-2 and 4-4 against UW-Eau Claire. Then came back last night and picked up a big 2-1 win in overtime against St. Thomas. Could you talk a little bit about the Eau Claire and St. Thomas games?
The Eau Claire games, both of them were similar. We had to come from behind to tie the games up. But in both those games, we controlled most of the play. It's kind of been the same story all year. We're creating offense. We're getting a lot of scoring chances, but we're just not putting pucks in the net, and that was the case that weekend. But especially in the second game, we really controlled that game against Eau Claire. You know, we got into penalty trouble in the second period. We pretty much dominated the first period. The second period, we had to kill off 3.5 minutes of having 2 players down. So they scored 2 goals there and then kind of got us on our heels, and they scored a couple more. So you take those 8 minutes out of the game, and we controlled the entire rest of that game. But we showed a lot of heart and determination and just hard work coming back to tie up both of those games and to get a point out of each one. And another thing that helped us out that weekend was Adrian taking 2 points away from Lake Forest, which now puts them within striking distance. So the league is pretty open still for whoever's going to win that thing.
Joe, the St. Thomas game last night, 2-1, another overtime game. I think you're 3rd in a row. That sets a school record for overtime games in a row, and you've played 4 overtime games, so you're getting good at that. But how about the St. Thomas game?
Well, yeah, 3 overtimes and 3 in our last 3 games. That's free ice time. That's just extra ice time for the kids. So we like to have that tacked on there. But you know, last night was just a great game. Whenever we play St. Thomas, just 2 completely different styles of hockey out there, and it's always a fun matchup, and it's up and down. We beat them earlier in the year 1-0, and they really took it to us. We didn't deserve to win that game. But last night, I think we had a lot more scoring chances than they did. They're a really good team. They're fun to watch, too. It was just a great game. But for us to get that game winner, Jamie Briski, she missed a breakaway in the last minute of the game, and she rarely doesn't score on a breakaway. So for her, then 18 seconds into the overtime to shelf one was just a great play, and we needed that to happen.
Joey mentioned junior forward Jamie Briski. She scored a goal in 5 of the team's last 6 games and leads the Falcons with 9 goals and 12 points. She talk about her play a little bit.
Well, she is very opportunistic. She, when she gets a chance to bury a puck, she does it, and that's one of the things with our team now. We keep talking about you got to shoot to score. You can't just shoot the puck because you're in a position to shoot it. You got to know it's going to go in, and she does that better than anybody on our team and has for the past 3 years. When she scored a shorthanded goal against Gustavus last week, she knows when she's shooting it, it's going in, and same with that shot last night. And she had that thing, and she just ripped it up off the crossbar and in, and she knows when she's shooting a puck, it's going in. It's a confidence thing, and it's just that's the reason she's our leading scorer.
Joe, looking ahead this weekend, the Falcons now 8-3-3 overall and 2-2-2 in the NCHA, ranked 7th in this week's U.S. CollegeHockeyOnline.com poll. Host Finlandia out at Hunt Arena. Saturday's game starts at 3:05. Sunday's contest at 2:05. What do you know about the Lions?
Well, I know they're conference games, and we have to get those points. That's first and foremost. But they've done well this year. You look at the shot charts, and they've outshot some good teams, and they play right there with everybody. So we can't think that we're going to blow them out or anything. We have to go in and play one period at a time and try to outwork them. But if we don't put some pucks in the nets, we're going to have the same kind of problems we've had up to now. But realistically, the hard part of our schedule is ended last night with St. Thomas. You know, but you have to look at it. Anybody coming in our conference, we just have to have a 4-point weekend. So we just have to play our game and just make sure that we're going one period at a time, one shift at a time, and not being distracted by anything else.
Joe, good luck to the Falcons this week. We'll talk to you next week.